Hi, it's Kim from Apostrophe S, and I'm excited to show you a new kit called Hey Sugar. So this is inspired by the traditional Mexican sugar skulls used to celebrate Dia de Muertos, or Day of the Dead. Now as you can see, it's bright, colorful, vibrant. It's really impressive. That's what I love so much about this, is it's such an impressive looking finished product, and really to make it you're just layering techniques on top of each other that are fairly simple techniques to do. But the end product looks so cool. In your kit, these are the components of your kit. You'll get your wood wall hanging sugar skull. It's etched with the design, so there's all the hard work is done for you, and then all of the holes for stitching are pre-drilled too. Then you've got your wood elements here that you'll paint and glue on. You've got your paint, your glue, a sponge and a dauber to paint and apply the glue, and some embroidery floss as well as a needle. And then for hanging, we've got fishing line in here, and also some really fun elements like rhinestones, sticky gems, these little colorful dots. They're really fun, and they just add a lot of texture and uniqueness to this skull. Okay, so that means that all you need from home is a paper to protect your surface, a pair of scissors, and I like to use a paper plate for a paint palette. There's a tongue twister for you. I think it just helps me out a little bit. That's all you need, and we can go ahead and get started. So first technique is painting. You're just going to paint your sugar skull all white. And also the elements, the wood elements I was telling you about, these little shapes, you'll go ahead and paint those too, just so that they have time to dry. So get those all painted up. Your skull you'll do white, and there's just a few places where you're going to add a little bit of color. So down here, the bottom where the chin is, there's just a little half circle that we've done in yellow. You can follow the color scheme that we used, the pattern and the design that we used, or you can go with what you like the best. So it's up to you. It can be as unique as you want. But we just used our paint dauber and got a little bit of yellow paint right there. You can touch up with the white if you go out of the lines. And then for the teeth, we did the yellow right onto the teeth, like that. And then to soften it a bit, because yeah, we want the teeth to stand out, but we don't want them to look like really gross and yellow. I just used a little bit of paint, white paint, to go over, and that really mellows it out and makes it look more cream colored instead of yellow. And you could add more white paint if you want it really light. Just depends on what you like. Okay, now the last thing we paint are the eyes. We've done these in yellow, and we've done a really cool technique where we have the bright color on the outside and then it fades lighter as you go in. If you want to paint it flat, that is great. You can go ahead and do that. If you want to do the technique that we used, let me get a new sponge. I cut my big sponge into wedges, by the way. That way you have lots of surface area to work with. So on my paint palette I have yellow, yellow with a little white, a little more white, and lots of white. So you do your yellow on the outside. And this is great because if you go outside of this, it doesn't matter because it's going to be covered up with one of those wood circles. So I did yellow right there. Clean off my sponge just a little bit. And then, oops, my lighter color. And I just fade in till it's super, super light. And while it's wet, if you just drag your sponge down, it will kind of blend in the colors together. So that's what you do there, and that's all the painting that you need to do. So first technique done. Next is the stitching. So grab your floss, you'll knot the end right there. And we're using a back stitch for this. It's a pretty simple stitch to use. So I'm going to demonstrate right here. We're going to be moving the line this way, but we'll stitch backwards. So what that means is you pull your thread up, and then we're moving the opposite direction that way. And then I'm coming up here and taking my thread backward. Oops. Got it caught. Just like that. Now I am a fan of needlework. I think it's really, really fun because it's not a complicated thing to do. It doesn't take a lot of concentration, and it's fun, a way to keep your hands busy while you're catching up with friends or visiting or watching chick flick with your buddies. I just like doing something with my hands when I've got one of those activities going on. So fun. And a few tips that will help you out that I learned. You don't want your floss to get caught on the wood etching. So if you leave your finger there, it kind of keeps it from getting caught into the ridge, like that. And then I love this tip. It's hard to see on camera, but if you can tilt your skull sideways when you're doing this, and then while you're sitting down, just hold it in between your knees, it makes it really easy to see where your needle is going, because it's not very intuitive when you're stitching through wood instead of fabric that kind of gives. So this helps you see a lot more, and it makes it go by super fast. Much, much, much faster. So get all of your stitching done. Like I said, it's a great activity to do while you're visiting, catching up with some friends, watching a movie marathon, binge watching reality TV, because sometimes I do that too. But you're just gonna stitch all the way around, and you're gonna end up with something that looks like this. Okay, so look, we've got two techniques: paint, stitching, and now we're going to glue on some elements. I've got the circles here, and I'm just gonna show you a few tips. So your glue will come like this, which is great to put it directly on the wood pieces. Stick that down. And you'll also, even though these are sticky backed, you're still going to want to use glue on them just so that they hold really well. Oh, I lost one. There it is. So you can put the glue on the gem, or you can just put a dab on your wood piece and then get your gem right on. Almost. Should need like tweezers or something. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so you either way, glue the back of your gems or glue right onto the wood. That's fine. With this little net, this web piece, it's pretty delicate, so I find it helpful. You can try to put glue on each line. That might take a while though. Or you can put your glue on your sponge and then sponge it onto each part of that web. And see, paper to protect your surface, right? If you do this, it will get on each piece of that web, and then you'll just stick it into place. And be soft with this. It's the most delicate piece you have, but still holding up pretty well. And once it's glued on, it's going to be nice and sturdy. So glue all of your elements on, and you're just about done. So this is what it will look like. So you've got your paint, your stitching, your glued on dimensional elements, and that's what makes it so impressive. And I told you, right? It's not hard at all. Now you just need to hang up your fishing line so that you can hang this in your house. Okay, so now we're going to attach our fishing line so that we can hang our little Hey Sugar skull on a front door, or I think any interior wall would look great. We have a blank wall above my stairs, and that's where I think this would look nice. So I use the needle just to help me get the fishing line through, because the needle's a little bit more sturdy and firm. And then all you do is tie it into a knot. It's hard to see fishing line on camera, but just trust me, we're tying it into a knot. Okay, so we've got a knot on this side. Now, I just really like using this needle. It's kind of simplifying it for me. So on the opposite side, I'll go through those same holes. There it is. Okay. So this is where it will hang. So if you want it to hang a little bit closer to the top of the skull, then pull it tighter. If you want it looser, then give it a little bit more slack and it will hang up like this. So you just move it where you want it. Mine. There we go. Okay, just like that. And you'll trim off the excess fishing line and you're ready to hang her up. It's perfect, it's easy, and it's super impressive. So we hope you've enjoyed Hey Sugar from Apostrophe S. Make it yours.